Yo, what is going on, guys? Doing a knife review. Right before I do this, I do want to say thanks for 70. Right now we're at 71 subs, so thanks for that. All the new subscribers, I'm getting them a lot more faster than when I started. So I just want to say thanks for all the new subscribers, and hopefully you enjoy the content. This one's going to be on this limited edition ZT 0392. First, you can see the box, very nice looking box. It's a lot bigger. I wish I had brought a normal ZT box, but it's a lot bigger. Right here in this corner you can see it says, let's see, it's going to be hard to focus because it's going to be reflecting off everything. But it does say factory custom because that's what this is. This is a factory custom. That is what they're calling it. It's the collaboration between ZT and Rickender. So we'll go ahead and get into it. That is the box. Then right here you have the certificate of authenticity. Go ahead and zoom in on that too. You can see serial number 441 tells you what the model is. You can see their little seal. That is a real one. You can see it on the back. So that's a pretty cool feature. You got Jackie Arigashi's signature and Rickender. And they tell you a few of the main features and a little paragraph about it. So that's pretty cool. Let me zoom back out. Then you get this foam display that's cut through. And you get the bubble wrap. I've already opened this, but I'm just kind of showing you how you can get it, how you will get it. Inside the bubble wrap, you get the knife, and you get the little thing to prevent rust from through transport. So that's pretty cool, and it's a smart thing to do so you can protect your knives. And you get your little booklet, but you know, they're all pretty much the same, and unless you don't really know about knives, they're kind of useless, at least for me. But yeah, if you want to look at that, you can. But so yeah, that's the box, and here's the knife itself. Awesome knife. That's a pretty bland statement, but it is just an awesome knife, and you can just hear right from that flipping action. Just listen to it. It flips so hard, it's crazy. This has what Rickender calls his working finish. Go ahead and zoom in. You can see that finish where it's just almost like a bead blasted stone washing. So that just really looks good. Ties in with the blue anodized hardware. He has all the standoffs anodized blue, pocket anodized blue, pocket clip. This is all Rickender's hardware. So just super awesome. You can see the flipper. While I'm zoomed in, I'm going to show you all the stuff I need to zoomed in, so just easier. The flipper does have the jimping on the back, and people were saying it kind of should be on the front, but it still flips fine. You can still come in contact with some of that jimping. But I have seen some people round out right here, because you can see how it's just a straight up and then a curve. And when people are doing light switch, it kind of bites into their finger with the really robust detent. It's not a problem for me. I mean, it's fine for me, but there's always going to be some people that have a problem with it. So I have seen them round it out, which is actually a really smart idea. It's fine for me, like I said, but if you have a problem with that, you can do that. The thumb studs that are right here too, you can see they're a lot smaller, and they're not usable because I believe they receive sometimes complaints that they're not really good thumb studs, and they just kind of say that, well, they were made for blade stops. This is a flipper only, so that the thumb studs are not really used as thumb studs, are used as blade stops. So let me zoom back out, but that is not a problem because it's a flipper only, and that flips perfect. You can use the thumb studs, but it's just a lot harder, and it doesn't always deploy. It's just kind of pointless. You might as well use the flipper. The flipping action on this is the best knife I have as far as flipping goes. The only knife that comes close to it is, I'll show you, and since I'm taking out knives, I'll do some size comparisons. The only knife that comes pretty close to it is this thing. Just got it a few days ago, actually the same day as this came in the mail, so I was pretty lucky. Kershaw Ruby. Got this for an awesome deal because these were sold a few months ago. Missed them, didn't even know they were being sold, and since Kershaw and ZT is my favorite company, I felt like I had to get their anniversary knife. But this thing flips just, it's not as, the detent is not really strong. I'll show you. You can see that, I mean, it's not really a strong detent. You can whip it out pretty easy. Usually, of course on camera it's not going to, but you know, the D10's really not too strong, but it's a lot smoother. I mean, this is like one of the smoothest knives I've ever handled. So if you kind of put your fingers right here and just push down slowly, it flips out just so perfectly. But as far as flipping action, these are both great flippers, but this one does flip as a more, it's hard to explain. It's just the D10's a lot robust, so you get a way more heavy duty snap. It sounds like a lot of videos when I hear RJ Martin's Q36s and stuff in the video. That's what this sounds like. I've never flipped an RJ, but that'd be awesome. But what I have flipped that is close to an RJ is this RJ Martin 0600. And this thing flips really, really nice. But still, this thing, again, this is a lot of a more smoother flipper where it's just super smooth. You can see it just drop. The 0392 doesn't do that. It doesn't drop shut. It just, I mean, it does, but see, not as fluent as this, but the flipping action is more robust, and I can't get over that. It's just awesome. Super awesome there, but you can see the size comparisons of that. The 0600 is a beast, so. And then you got, let me bring out the XM18, another Rick Kinder knife. This is a 3.5 inch Skinner, production XM18. Kind of see basically the exact same size. So this you're expecting a 3.5 inch blade and around probably a 3.7 or a 4-inch handle, because the blade and handle ratio on Hinder's knives are amazing. So probably just around there. So there's that. And last comparison, I'll do something common. ZT03, or not 03, 0560. This is usually known as a bigger knife. So you can see it's just a little bigger than the 0392. I think this is perfect EDC size. I always like a bigger knife, but this one really is perfect. It's not too small. Fits really good in the hand. You got your jimping up top here, which I think is perfect. They really did this really nice. It's only 3 short, or 3 like just little cubes kind of. And they're thicker than most jimping. But it just really works. It locks in. This last one really locks in too. And speaking of kind of the jimping that goes down to the blade, this blade shape is awesome. Love this blade shape so much. Probably one of my favorites I have on any knife. It swoops in right here, and it's almost, I've heard people calling it a harpoon blade shape. Looks a lot like the Chris Reeves Unnumbs. It's an awesome blade shape. I like it way better than the Eclipse Tonto one. So, you know, for the money, I think this is better than the Eclipse. Flips way better, and I have held Eclipses and handled them, so I do know the difference. And I like the blade shape more, and I think the steel's better. You can see the steel, it's pretty much like a super steel. CTS 204P, I mean, the steel is amazing, and they sharpened it very, very nice. And of course, on the limited editions, they probably spend a little more time getting them right, knowing that big time collectors are going to be handling them and kind of being able to tell the difference. But super awesome on that. The go ahead and check the centering, perfect. You got your jimping down here as well. You got your steel lock bar insert, so your lock bar is not going to move over anymore. This one's locking up right around 50%. So very smooth. Just overall such an awesome piece, and I think they made this as a limited edition that can be used, because I know most guys don't want to use their limited editions, and I'm gonna say just like me, because especially stuff like this, I don't use them. I'm a ZT Kershaw collector, so I collect all the limited edition stuff like that, limited edition Kershaw blurs, all that stuff, and I don't really like to use them. So I do have user knives, like I'll use the standard ones. Like this is my main user. ZT0350, that thing's a beast. But the collectors one I don't really use. So even though they made this as a user, I don't. But most of these guys out here will carry the limited editions ones. And I think if you're going to, this would be the one you'd want to do it with. It just got that working finish that you can just use and beat on. And you would never really be able to tell that you did, because it's already like self-worn. So, but overall, such an awesome piece. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. Secondary market is the only place you're going to be able to find them now. They went for new. They went for $375 or $370. And secondary market, I've seen them go, before these were released, were around 1,000 to 1,500, and those are buy it now. That's just crazy. But I think now that they're released and some people already have them, you can get them for around 700, I believe. A little much, because I think you can get a Hinder for around that price. And I know, even though, like I said, this one I feel is a little better, it's still a Hinder. You're still going to get that quality and tolerances from a Rick Hinder knife. But, you know. So yeah, please comment, rate, subscribe, and everything. This is the review video on the ZT-0392. And right before I go, let me give you some macro shots of it. Start from the back. Got your lock bar stabilizer. Very nice blade shape. Flip side, you get the logo. And the titanium side. I really wish they did a carbon fiber front scale, unlike they just did titanium on this one. I think it really sets the knife kind of like as a high-end knife when you put the carbon fiber on there. This one feels more of like a user, which is fine, but being a collector, I like the carbon fiber look. So hopefully I'd be able to buy or pay someone to do a carbon fiber front scale. That would be just, this knife would just be amazing with that. So if you guys have anyone that you think might be able to do that for an 0392, go ahead and put it in the comments. So please comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Really appreciate you watching, and catch you later.